What is good, everybody? It is E-Red. Welcome to the 32-man fantasy draft New York Jets franchise. Welcome to week 3 up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Hope everyone had a happy holidays. Took a little bit of a pause to, spend that time with the fam. But here is week 3. Now, as you can see, I am not in this video. I had an HDMI issue. So we're doing a little bit of post commentary, but moving forward, we should be back to the normal way of doing things on the channel. So my opponent gets the ball first with the Bengals. He got Joe Burrow and Hunter Renfrow, who he just gave the ball to. 1st and 10, we're sending a blitz, but my opponent reads it perfectly. We can't tackle, and my opponent is moving, taking it into our side of the field, moving it, jukes us, breaks a tackle again, and is really moving. And in this game, honestly, I feel like the thing that speaks the most volume is the way our defense has been playing. But as I say that, my opponent throws a touchdown. At this point, we're ready to go down a full point, but a holding call takes him back. 3rd and 17. My opponent tries to get as close as possible, but ends up taking a field goal instead. So now we're on our first possession on offense. Cam Newton is running the read option. Now, as you guys know, we don't have abilities on him, even though we are trying to build him up. So the real idea with this offense is really get the ball to ETN, who's clearly showing up to be our best player, make short passes, and then run the ball as much as possible as we do here and get another first down. But then we end up getting backed up to 2nd and 22. ETN ends up making a huge play, getting a great chunk of those yards back, and I think pretty much takes us into the second quarter. 3rd and 8, we're trying to get this throw, pass lead it inside, and it is incomplete. And then we end up taking our own field goal to tie. My opponent is at midfield, and I've been complaining a lot about Devin White not being able to get users, but as we send the blitz, finally, we get an interception, end up taking it back to the crib, and momentum has a funny way of working. And on the very next play, it's 10-3, up by a touchdown. I'm thinking momentum has swung to our side, and when our defense scores, it really puts us in a good position because our offense is kind of buns right now. We end up getting the strip fumble and end up getting the ball back, which was a huge turn. Now we have a chance to make this a 2-possession game. So on 2nd and 17, I am trying to make adjustments here, and I'm wanted to point this play out because it shows how slow the releases are. That definitely should have been an interception, but because of how long it takes for Cam to throw the ball, it feels like my opponent had a play on it. And the very next play, we end up getting a high pass to Uzama, which again, an accurate throw, trying to keep the playbook easy. So now my opponent has the ball again. We're playing some man defense, and we are getting routed up. For having 2 really good corners with Diggs and Ramsey, we do get mossed a couple times, but on 2 plays later, Diggs messes around and makes up for it, gets the interception. And again, our defense is playing phenomenally. And as long as our defense can play like this, we'll be in a good spot. And like I said, ETN, that's our guy. Clearly the best guy on our team, at least offensively, making a great juke of the safety who was trying to get the pursuit angle and makes this game swing all the way around. We are up by 21 at this point, but my opponent isn't going anywhere, dotting us up with Joey B. The 2-minute warning just hit, 3rd and inches. My opponent throws this really good C route, and Ramsey was a little late on it, but I feel like the back shoulder, the way my opponent threw it, was like the perfect way to get it in there. 1st and 10 at the 45, my opponent throws a really nice crosser, crossing midfield, getting it really close, about 10 yards outside the red zone. Even though the clock is dripping down, my opponent is not using their timeouts, but is like throwing an insane amount of accurate throws. Devin White gets mossed there because linebackers don't jump. And with 6 seconds left, 4th and goal, my opponent feels like they really need a touchdown. I'm trying to send an adjustment here, but his tight end breaks open, making it a 2-possession game going into the second half. So in the second half, the first play, a blitz comes in, the ball's in the air, and it is dropped. I'm not going to lie, that was like a crazy play in terms of how it almost ended up being picked off. But what made it even crazier to me is the fact that like the long release of Cam is what made that play happen in the first place. But anyway, 2nd and 10, we're trying to move the ball, trying to keep things going on our end, and the ball gets sailed. Shout out the accuracy. And on 3rd and 10, 3-man rush, we try to step up in the pocket, but the edge pressure manages to make it in, so we end up punting the ball away. So my opponent has the ball, only down 2 possessions now, so we're really just trying to hold them on defense. Again, that is our strong point. However, it's not the thing that we want to rely on. We really got to find a way to make our offense like a little bit more efficient. As my opponent gets the ball to Taysom Hill and pretty much takes it to midfield, and we're just trying to slow down the momentum that is being created. We're covering the middle of the field, but my opponent manages to get the first down again. And on 2nd and 10, we're using Devin White in cover 4. We see the slants. We're trying to cover both, and this is honestly some of the best user that I could have done. I was very proud. I'm not going to lie. And we end up getting the second touchdown of the game. Honestly, player of the game has to be Devin White. 2 INTs, 2 touchdowns. Really like the differentiator in this game. And I love the way, like I said, I love the way our defense is playing. I mean, we're probably getting as much points on defense right now as we are getting on offense. But it's not sustainable. Like, that's the problem here. And as much as I would love to just have this amazing defensive team that, like, 2000 Ravens kind of vibe, it's never going to work out for us. But anyways, on 2nd and 10, my opponent is moving, throws a nice dot, and ends up getting it to 1st and goal. And, for us being up 21, for some reason, because I feel like we're going to be a 3-and-out kind of offense in the second half, this touchdown hurt. And I was definitely already looking at the clock, looking that we were in the 4th quarter, and really thinking about running the clock out as we sail again. Another horrible throw to the flats. But on 3rd and 14, Cam ends up coming through, throwing a nice seam route, getting us the first down. And all I want to do is run out the clock, get us out of this game. So we go read option. The whole defense collapses on the running back, which I would too, the way ETN has been playing, man. And Cam gets us, goes around midfield, 2nd and 8, we do a RPO bubble. Odell gets the ball, makes this weird, trippy animation, but it gets us the first down. And on 3rd and 6, we're going play action. I probably should have ran the ball here. We scramble, and Cam puts it in the one spot that would probably make us throw an interception and not have an incompletion. So now my opponent has all 3 timeouts on the plus side of the 2-minute warning and is only down 2 possessions. So, yeah, now I'm nervous. We're at risk of blowing a very strong lead as my opponent gets the ball across midfield on that, like, 4 verts crosser play. 2nd and 10, still on Devin White, covering as much as we can. Post towards the middle, and instead of playing the ball, my safety tried to, instead of playing the receiver, my receiver played the ball instead. And on 1st and goal, now we're under the 2-minute warning. I'm using Devin White, and I switch actually to Whitehead here just so I can have better animations, and we end up getting a great lurk interception. The 3rd INT that was a user, which I was very proud of today. We end up taking it all the way back. That pretty much wraps up this game. So we actually moved to 3-0 heading into week 4, and we're trying to keep that momentum alive. Definitely still figuring things out, but I'm definitely having a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay. If you did, do all those good things, like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, we'll be back to the normally recorded videos after today, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces.